I'm Scott LoSasso here at IMTS 2012. This is the largest conference of this type in North America, and I'm here with Steve Kline, Director of Market Intelligence for Gardner Business Media. Steve publishes a monthly report on the U.S. manufacturing economy, as well as he leads an annual survey that specifically looks at investment by major corporations in manufacturing technology on a forward-looking basis. So, Steve, there's 90,000 people here this week. Everybody seems to be in a great mood. What do you see in the data that would support that for this year, and where are we headed?
Very good show for manufacturing right now. The economy is very strong. Industrial production has been growing faster each of the last 8 months, and it's growing at a historically very fast rate.
So is there any particular sector that you see a lot of life in?
Well, when we're looking at forecasting for 2013, we do see several sectors that are being very good for next year, one of them being job shops. That is by far the largest spending category going into 2013. We're forecasting about $1.8 billion of spending by job shops. Wow. And also automotive is very strong. We're looking at almost a double in the amount of spending since 2008 by the automotive industry.
How does that compare just from a macro scale? What do you see this year versus previous years, in terms of things that you can give you a high confidence that 13 is going to be good?
Well, one of the things we look at primarily when we're forecasting is capacity utilization. Okay. And right now capacity utilization is at 80.1%, and that's higher than in any year since 1999. It's also the fifth highest year since 1991. And so we have very high capacity utilization, which is an excellent indicator for spending going forward. And not only is capacity utilization very high, it's coming off of 2009 when we were at 61% capacity utilization. So we've had almost a 20 percentage point swing in capacity utilization in just 3 years. And that's very uncommon to have that big of a swing that fast.
So is there anything in the data that helps you understand, this is an election year and everybody's nervous whether you're voting one way or the other, just the things that we can see that give us confidence that regardless of the election, that 2013 is going to be a good year?
Well, one of the biggest trends that we're seeing in manufacturing right now is reshoring. Lots of work coming back from overseas. And this is a very strong trend in manufacturing. I think more than most people acknowledge or give credit to, even though there's a lot of talk about it. I still think it's stronger than what we realize. And then the other thing that's helping machine tool sales right now is, unfortunately, the lack of employment in manufacturing. And it's very difficult to find skilled workers and application engineers and other engineers to develop processes. And while that makes it difficult for manufacturing, it's kind of helping machine tool sales, because when you can't find employees, you got to have more productive machines. Mm-hmm. And so what we're seeing is that horizontal machines are being preferred over vertical machines because horizontals are easier to automate and run pallet systems and do other things with robots and that sort of thing to boost productivity. So I think what we're going to see is these trends of reshoring and employment challenges that are going to last 3, 4, 5 years are going to overcome anything that we have to worry about regarding to the election and the next president.
And what about, in your research and others, we do see a real need for qualified employees. Is there anything that you can look at that will help in that respect? Well,
one of the things I've kind of heard at the show this year is that a lot of companies are really taking it upon themselves now to train the future generation of employees. Mm-hmm. They realize they can't rely on vocational schools or government programs, and so many companies that I've talked to are starting apprenticeship programs. We've also had a recent article in Modern Machine Shop about a high school that is running a for-profit machine shop. So there are a lot of people doing innovative things to try and bridge that gap of the lack of skilled employees.
Wow, great information. Thanks so much for
Thanks,
joining
Scott.
me today, Steve. All of the information that Steve publishes can be found at gardnerweb.com, and it's been a great IMTS 2012. Thanks.